Let's say for this effect, I hand the deck over to the participant and they give it a shuffle. After they're done shuffling the deck, they can hand it back to me. I would now explain that in the world, there are people that have lucky numbers. In this case, my lucky number just so happens to be the same number you might find in a casino. Lucky number 7. So we're going to leave the 7 face up right there. I'm then going to have the participant cut about 1/3 of the cards from the top of the deck and leave them to the side. So let's say they cut about 1/3 and they leave that to the side. Now they're going to cut about 2/3. So let's say they cut about 2/3 of the cards and leave those to the side. So now with the rest of the cards, the participant can really give these a shuffle. Once they're done, they're going to cut the cards wherever they want, look at the card they cut, and remember it. I don't want to see the card, but so I will turn my head, but I want you to go ahead and remember that. Once they have remembered their card, they can place the packet in their hand on top of the first pile, and we would bury their packet somewhere in the middle of the deck now. So the next step here is to actually find that lucky number 7 and cut him to the top of the deck. So now, just like those slot machines at the casino, we're going to go for three sevens. So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And finally, let's go for one more 7. One, two, three, four, five, six, and 7. I would ask the participant if either of these happened to be their card. They would say no. For the first time ever, I would ask them what their card is. Let's say they tell me out loud right now. And I hope that this is your card, the Ace of Hearts. That is the effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, stick around for the tutorial. Before I get into the tutorial for this effect, the deck I'm using are the Red Remedies. And as you can see, I have these signed by Card Mechanic. I received these as a gift. I think I do have a deck review on these, and that will be linked in the description. So, starting off this effect, I have 52 cards in the deck. I'm not too sure if this works without 52, so just to play it safe, I have 52 cards in the deck. The first thing you can do, which is optional however, is for the top 20 cards for the face up deck, you want to make sure that you have no sevens in it. Okay? Now, you don't have to do this, but the reason you could do this is because you're going to want a 7. And if you have all the 7s in the bottom 20, that's going to be bad. But I will show you a way you can get around that. So obviously, like the performance, I had the deck shuffled, which would then mess up the bottom 20 cards. I then took the cards face up and I started talking about lucky numbers, and I first put 10 cards face down on the table. Now, because I'm going to show you what to do if there are any sevens, one, two, three, or four sevens, we are just going to go with the top 10 here. So when I'm talking about lucky numbers, I push off in groups of 10. So 3, 6, 9, one more is 10. And something I'm going to do is I'm going to keep note of how many sevens is in this first group of 10. So in this case, I see we have 1 7. So I'm gonna think 1 while I'm talking about numbers, and I'm also gonna be saying 3, 6, 9, and one more for 10. That may be a little difficult, but if it's easier, you could start with the top 20 with no sevens whatsoever. So all the sevens can be in the bottom half. But if you want to do it advanced, this is how you're going to do it. So you know you have 10 cards with 1 7. Now you're just going to put one more group of 7. So I'm going to think 2 7. So there's 3, 6, 9. Or actually, I think that's 10. So 3, 6, 9, 10. So now I know I have 20 cards and 2 sevens. Therefore, that leaves me with 2 other sevens if I have a full deck. And it really doesn't matter if the sevens are above the 20 cards or not. So, what if you actually have all of the sevens in the bottom half? So, here's what you can do. So, let's say we go through now, and in our head, we're talking about numbers, and we have 1 7, then we have 3, 6, 9, 10. There's 2 sevens. And now you have 3 sevens for 3, 6, 9, and then I'll put one more for 10. Well, now you know you don't have any more sevens, so what do? You say, okay, actually, what we need here is a 7, but because we don't have any sevens in here, that means we're just going to take a 7 from here. And now I just take any 7, I'm gonna outjog it, place a random card in place of it, and grab that 7 and put this packet down. So now what we have here is 3, 6, 9, 10, and then you have 3, 6, 9, 10. So therefore you are still set up. So if you have all the sevens in your bottom 20, or in this case, this top 20, just explain you need a 7, which they're gonna see, and just put one random card in place of it. Doesn't matter what 7. So now you say we're going to place the 7 there, which goes on top of the 20 cards, and the rest of the deck goes on top. So now you're going to have the participant cut about 1/3 of the cards off the top. Now, if you wanted, you could have the participant shuffle this half. Technically, they could shuffle the 1/3. However, when they cut the 2/3, they cannot shuffle it, but they could shuffle the bottom group of cards. So it may be a little weird to have them shuffle 2 halves, but not the all the halves. So in that case, they don't shuffle any half because they shuffled at the beginning. So let's say they cut 1/3, which is not going to include the 7. Now they're going to cut 2/3, which should include that 7. And now with this last half, they're going to shuffle it. And when they're done, they're going to cut the packet wherever and look at the card they cut to. In this case, the 10 of spades. This is now going to go on top of the first half. The rest of the cards in your hand, you're now going to hold. You're going to pick up the second half and put the second half you just picked up on top of the remaining cards in your hand. And then this packet goes on top of the first half. And now, if you did this all right, you are all set because now this is self-working. You spread out the cards and you say, okay, let's get to that 7. So you're going to split the 7 so it's on top of the bottom half here. So the 7's going to be on top of one half. Leave the cards in the order they're in. You're then going to move this 7 and all the cards underneath it to the top. So if we go like this, we see the sevens here. So I may take all the cards on top of it and move it away, which then I can take the seven and all the cards underneath it, scoop these up, and then put these on top of this first half, and now you are all set. You say, okay, let's go for three sevens like a slot machine. You turn the seven face down on top, and now you're gonna peel from the top one. And notice how I'm gonna put these cards on top. They're not gonna go underneath. So one, which is now that seven, two, three, four, five, six, and the seventh card you're gonna put down. But in this case, it's a random card. You're not gonna show them. Now you're gonna go for another seven, and I'm gonna put these on top. And these are random cards. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And really, all of these are going to be random cards, except that 7 you turn face down and there's selection. And now you're going to go for one more 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you can put these down. You don't show them, but now their card is on top. You pick this up and you say, okay, let's go for one more group of 7. And now the top card you're going to peel off to the bottom. And look at how I'm holding it. So when I pick it up, it's almost like Biddle grip. My thumb is at the back, my middle ring is at the top, my pinky is off to the side, and my index is just hanging around. So I peel off the top card and I move it to the bottom. That's going to be 1. Obviously, it's going to be like this, but I'm going to do it like this. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now this is 7, which then their card is back to the top. So I put it face down. I ask if these happen to be the card. They say no. I ask them what their card is. They say the 10 of spades, and they turn this card over. They see it is their selection, the 10 of spades, and that is the effect. So I hope you really enjoy this effect. It's a really nice and easy mathematical effect, which really anyone can do. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.